Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. You know, yesterday we had a very interesting turn of events. We had Jordan's parents come down here to our hometown. What's so interesting about this is that, and I'm going to use this as an example. Here's another example of someone being pissed off at me, pissed off at the ministry, and they can't do nothing about it. Also, this is an example of stage playing hypocrites. Here are people that don't even go to church. And then all of a sudden, they're interested in, I'm going to say religion, because they definitely ain't interested in the truth. Anyway, they've got a daughter. All right. And Jordan, to make a long story short, Jordan lives with us. Okay. And her mother pushes her down in the house, abuses her while her dad is away. And of course, that Ahab don't know anything is going on. But I'm making this video because this is what happens all the time. So her mother goes and reads something about me on the internet, automatically believes it. Automatically believes it. Then she gets on the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube, starts making disparaging comments, starts attacking me. Keyboard ninjas. That's what we call it a straight way. And now he made a comment last night. I saw it, and I responded to it. I'm going to read to see if he made some more. But anyway, you get all these brave suckers. That's what they are. Brave. And a lot of people in YouTube land like this, we call them trolls. Man, there's a lot of suckers. Man, they so brave behind this keyboard. Well, yesterday they had an opportunity to meet me face to face. Now, mind you, they went to the sheriff's department here, trying to force our hand, my hand, and Jordan's hand to try to, because, you know, the ideal or attitude is some way, somehow, that we took her from them. It's amazing, you know, in this country, if you're 18 years old, you are what you call legally grown. And then some of you people need to get abreast of the law in this land right here. But anyway, so Jordan, like any other 18-year-old, when your mother is narcissist and she's pushing you down, abusing you, and manipulating and dominating the whole house, and you know what I mean? I call them Jezebel and Ahab. That's what I call them. So as soon as she gets 18, I think she's like 18 and a half, when she worked, she bought her own stuff, kicked the traces, and took off to one of our communities. I'm out. So what they do is, because they don't like it, they think that they can use the law against us when there's been no transgression or nothing against the law, or no offense against the law whatsoever at all is taking place. All right, so check this out. So they come down here twice, go straight to the sheriff's department, line their rear end off, because the sheriff's department can't do nothing. You understand what I mean? They can't do nothing. First of all, they can't trespass on his land because this is our land. And number two, if Jordan don't want to see them, no law or nobody can force her to see them. So anyway, that's what they did. They came down here, called the law. The next thing you know, because we get sick and tired of seeing the law come into this gate. Because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stop answering it, if you understand what I mean. And so the second time the law enforcement came down here, what they did was they actually asked me kindly and nice, and they said to me that if they come down here again, that they were going to press charges against Jordan's parents for harassment. Y'all begin to see the picture. You get people out here that run around the internet and they act like they subject matter experts a straight way, and they're not. And they deceive many of you people out there. You bite it hook, line, and sinker. So anyway, Jordan's here. You've seen the videos. She's happy, contented, moved on, gone on with her life. And I don't understand what's the problem with some of you parents out there. You know, I have a son that's 30 and a daughter that's 27. I don't get into their affairs of their life. I don't tell them what to do with their life. I don't troll them and chase them down. I don't do none of that. I haven't done that since the day they left this house. And still to this day, they love me. Now, they may disagree with the way that I believe and do things, but that's their prerogative. But the only reason why my son is not here because He's working on getting transportation. You know what happens with younger people, right? But at least one thing, he's working. But anyway, I said all that to say this. So they called this dining hall, Jordan's dad, Dale West. They called this dining hall about a month ago. Just kept on calling. So Brother Victor, Jordan's husband, comes to me and said, Pastor, what do you think? Because what I'm thinking is, let me see. They have shown nothing but hate towards me. They have attacked my ministry, attacked me, called me a child molester, all this stuff. Don't know nothing about me. Just automatically take the defensive. You know, it's amazing because all of a sudden they wanted to start going to church. They don't even go to church. They ain't even good Christians. And when Jordan was interested in us. And it's just sad. So anyway, I told Brother Victor, I said, I tell you what, they're not going to see her this time. Of course, everything I say is up to you because you are her husband. You are her head. I said, I tell you what, tell Jordan that if her parents do things the right way, that they can see her. That next time they come down, you'll be able to see her. You would think that the parents would have some type of repentance, remorse, or whatever. No, what they have, obstinate, vindictive, hatred. And you know what they did again? When they came here yesterday, when I pulled up in the Walmart parking lot, of course, I cased the joint, so to speak. You know what I mean? And they kept saying you see, when I pulled up, I cased the joint, I looked around, there was a couple of unmarked police cars. A few sheriff's cars, a couple of police cars over on the other side. And even had a couple of civilians lined up. I don't know who they were, if they could have been private detectives, I don't know, but looking at this whole thing, met Victor in the middle of the parking lot. He said, Pastor, there's a couple of cops here already here. Hold on. He said, Pastor, there's a couple of cops already here. I said, oh yeah, I see them. So anyway, I drive park, I get out of the truck, I go over there. I said, so y'all come here to see Jordan? And then they go on with their language. Well, we're here to see our daughter, not you. I said, isn't that something? Isn't that something? See, what's amazing is that not her husband, her daughter, their daughter don't even want to see them with all the abuse that they've done to her, both verbally, physically, and mentally. She don't want nothing to do with them. And only at my word, Jordan was going to see them. That was it. I didn't know anything about Jordan asking for her birth certificate and asking for her social security card. So her dad tried to use this as a means of extortion. I'm sitting up here laughing my rear end off. So anyway, now you got the opportunity to say what you need to say. There ain't no more keyboard. There's no more internet. Here we are right here, face to face. Dad and mom, we're sitting right here. Now say what you need to say. But I noticed something. I noticed that all of a sudden that Jezebel was trying to put on a very kind veneer. Because you know what happens when people do something like that? You see, when people are recording you and you don't know it, all right, what they do is they try to bait you. And all of a sudden, the way that they have always been, they're not that way no more. We are kind. I'm a veteran. He's a retired military. We travel the whole world. We defend this country. What the hell has that got to do with this situation right here? I mean, I'm a 10-year United States Army paratrooper. I'm a veteran as well. I've been all over this world. Now, I have literally been fighting for this country. I haven't been fighting for this country with a pen in my hand and pack writing out contracts and agreements. I haven't been doing it. I've been literally fighting with this and with these. All right? So anyway, I say, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. So anyway, all this visceral attitude that they had about me, you could have showed it just like you did behind that keyboard. See, everybody's brave behind that keyboard, but when you get them out in the open, when you get them face to face, all of a sudden they're not keyboard ninjas anymore. You find out that they were keyboard cowards. So guess what they did? I told Brother Victor exactly what they did. Not only were they recording the conversation and trying to keep their composure, so to speak. Oh, I gave them a couple of superlatives. I promise you I did. And how you know that? Because as soon as I seen that they were recording, I clicked my button and started recording, and I gave them a bunch of superlatives. And then he said, he says, oh yeah, the sheriff and them are watching. I say, good, I hope they get the damn eyes full. You know why? See, most of you don't know the law. And I'm going to give you a tip out there. You don't go fooling around with people who know the law. I mean, even though you have the law that's so-called watching you, that's another thing that's amazing. Do you know if I was to call this sheriff's department and tell them that there's a little threat coming and I'm going to be at this place right here, that they wouldn't pay the taxpayers' dollars to come and see about my situation, defend me, but yet somebody can drive from New York? That they have allegedly told them that if you come down here again, we're going to file charges against you for harassment. Next thing you know, they got this big old, and when they left, you could see all cars departing from everywhere. Excuse me. Utterly amazing the hypocrisy that goes on. You know the reason why? Because up here, I got this color scheme, and that's just a fact. But what they were doing is doing the old bait and switch. But Pastor Dowell was a little bit too intelligent for that. You know, and Jordan says to me at the end of it, because they say, well, we're not going to stop. And I said, well, that's the end of it, because you'll never see her again. You know I can say that? Because it wasn't me, Pastor Dowell, keeping them from seeing their daughter. Their daughter don't want to see them. Ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. We gonna talk to our daughter. No, well, you ain't talking to her no more. You done burnt bridges, and you done burned them for good. And that's something. No honor, no respect for her husband. They didn't have any. Amazing. Recording. I hope they keep on recording. Keep on recording. It's just sickening of the mindsets that goes on in this world. Look at here. I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the song. And if they, now this is me, if they would have showed some type of repentance or some type of an apology, I would have jumped in my truck, moved out of the way, and drove off. But they didn't. They didn't at all, because they're proud and arrogant. And that woman, whoo, I don't mind telling you, I called her Jezebel a few times. He said, well, she's not a Jezebel. Don't you call her Jezebel. I said, she is a Jezebel, you and Ahab. And you know what? There ain't nothing none I'm going to do about it, because it's all this words. Because people don't know what a warrior is. You don't know what a warrior is. Well, a warrior is not sitting here doing this. And mind you, I didn't pick this fight. They chose to be my enemy. And I told you, you become my enemy, I'm gonna let you know what a real enemy is. And when it comes time to dance, when we get face to face, you ain't gonna find me backpedaling like no dang duck, chicken, crawdad, or skunk. You ain't gonna find me running and hiding. No, I'm gonna be right in front of your face. And of course, I knew all these law enforcement Leos up here, they all it's just like, boy, they can't wait for Pastor Dowell to do something. We got. That's the devil. See, that's the devil that's in them. It's just a sad situation. It really is. It really is. Now, they've done messed it up to make sure that they're never going to see their daughter again. You keep trying all you want. And the sheriff ain't coming down here no more because you come down here and want to see your daughter and you in town. It ain't happening. They can come to the gate 1,000 times and I'll sit and look at them. And Jordan they won't even see her. That's just it, period. You know why? Because we know the law. Can you imagine a 20-year-old woman being treated like this by this controlling, Jezebel, manipulative, narcissist, dominating woman? I know one thing. She got put in her place yesterday when I talked to her. See, you women out there, you can talk to your Ahab, spineless, cockroaches husbands that way. When you meet a real man, you ain't talking to me the same way you do him. Like hell you are. It ain't going to happen. And that's the truth. And that's the true straight way. And then the after effect, I'll put the video at the end of this if I hadn't already loaded it up and let you hear the rest of the story. And the reason why I'm putting this out here, because, you know, pretty soon I'm going to forget this. Because I don't believe in remembering garbage and all this. I got too much good stuff to put in my mind besides a bunch of garbage. But you know what? You people got a sickness out there. You are sick. You know, in this country, There's freedom of religion. Yeah, it is. And you got the freedom to worship any way you want. You can worship a tree if you want to. That's your prerogative. And I don't care what you do. I truly don't. But all of a sudden, man, when I'm speaking truth, that's why you think they killed the Messiah. He didn't, all he did, he was truth, and they killed him. That's what this world does. When I start speaking truth, when I'm preaching truth, all of a sudden I'm a threat to everybody. I don't go bother you when you worshiping your tree, or when you worshiping your wife, or when you ain't worshiping nothing at all but yourself. I don't go around bugging and trolling you and bothering you, but everybody feel like they got to bother Pastor Dowell. But I tell you what, one day, you cowards, you gonna find yourself one day in front of me. See, I'm not gonna sit up here and be no kissing cousins to you when you've been verbally attacking me, calling me names all over the internet and Facebook. I'm not gonna sit up there and smile and extend a hand for a handshake to you and play the hypocrite. No, you're gonna see me exactly the way I feel about your sorry ass. That's just the way it is. And you know what? Again, I didn't start this fight. They started it. And if it was up to me, I wish we could just go ahead and settle things the old-fashioned way, the way the history has always done it. The old-fashioned way. What's wrong with that? You people got a sickness. But I can tell you what. This is another bridge that has been burned that will never be crossed again. And you know what? There are other people burning bridges. People have burned bridges against me, and people came here to God this year. And first time meeting me. And you know what I kept hearing systemic over and over again? Wow, Pastor Dowell. He said, man, I understand the dynamic of ministry, preaching. I understand your YouTube dynamic. I understand all that. But, you know, that's all I know about you. Man, you sure are a kind man. You're a gentleman. You're a nice man. I don't tell everybody all that. They don't even know it. The ones that are wicked, they need to see what a man that is bold in the Most High is when he's standing for the truth. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I got all these accusations levied against me by the offended people out there. And see, you got to understand, your court of opinion, public opinion, you have no jail. You have no judge. You have nobody that's going to levy any sentence against me whatsoever at all. Because you know what? I don't give a damn about you. I don't. Another example, and I'm going to end it on this, of people picking fights with the wrong person. Can you imagine driving all the way down from New York to come here? That's a long way. That is a long way. And you do it again and again and again, and you can't even see your daughter. As soon as her mother tried to walk up to Jordan, Jordan ran behind her husband. Terrified of her for some reason. Jordan said, I don't even want her to touch me. Well, we'll see what the after interview has to say. Because, man, this place is something else, especially these so-called law enforcement. Why didn't you tell me that you was going to be there? Why you going to defend the wicked? I live right here in your own backyard. You know, one day, stuff is going to go down in this town. And all you law enforcement officials and stuff, when you get your ass handed to you, guess who you're going to want to call? You're going to want to come down here the straight way to the people who you know that is trained, and you're going to want us to come and help defend y'all. That's what you're going to want one day. You're going to want some real true military firepower. You know, everybody, when they get into law enforcement, there's an arrogance about them where they think they know everything. Ain't even been outside the state. Haven't even been in the world. Don't even know what the sound of a bullet winging by your head even sound like. Well, these people are utterly amazing. They all are utterly amazing. What was that? Then there was that woman right here. Look.
Pastor, he's walking around recording us.
Who?
He's driving around with the camera.
Yeah, that's your dad. I seen him. And he's leaving there right now. You see, that's the wickedness I'm talking about. These folks today, they don't know how to be honorable and stuff. And they expect for us to turn around and show up and be happy and glad that they have slandered us, defamed us. And your mama, she just flat out lied that she sat up there and hit you and knocked you to the floor and abused all these sheriff's department and everything out here. Huh? Did she, Jordan?
Yes, sir, she did. Here's what it is. Why the sheriff driving around?
Because they called them. Because they in some type of a threat or something like that, waiting to see if something's gonna go down with us. They got, man, they had probably about 4 sheriff patrols up here.
Yeah, they did.
A couple of unmarked cars. It's off the chain.
We seen them before he seen us.
Yep. And then, of course, there's the sheriff right there at the gas station now. You see that all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 of them show up. And see, this just goes to show you that this is a black-white thing. This is a racist thing.
Yes, sir.
This has to do, Jordan. What did your mother, because she just got finished putting a show on, acting like that she's been the model mama and the model, he's been the model father. I mean, what happened during that time what happened during that time when she had hit you and for what? And she tried to set up there and say that she didn't call us no cult and stuff, but what did she do?
It was, she was really upset that
If you don't mind, step outside the car so we can hear, because there's a lot of vehicles going on around here.
She was really upset that I was following you, Pastor, and she found a website that said that you were a child molester.
Ah.
And she brought me over. She was on the laptop onto the couch. She said, "Come, look at what I found, Jordan. Look, Charles Dowell molests children." And I said, "Show me the proof. Prove it to me." And she shoved me off the couch onto the floor and acts like that didn't ever happen.
So now you might have believed that they had probably about 4 or 5 sheriff's patrol. Everybody else, he had his phone on and everything else, the whole 9. You see all these cops swarming around you all of a sudden, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so anyway, Jordan, how does that make you feel?
I want to say I'm shocked, but not necessarily, because you would think that this opportunity would be a time where they would want closure or apologize for everything that happened.
They didn't have no repentance at all. None in their heart. None whatsoever at all. The sad part about it is them. Have you ever seen them online slandering me?
Yes,
You
sir.
have. I know it hurts and it bothers you and stuff. I told them flat out, Jordan don't even want to see you. I said, you fortunate that I even allowed her to even come up here to see, because the simple fact is she didn't want to see you. I'm the one that actually opened up the door and told her that she needs to come and see you.
That's right.
It's sad. But anyway, you know you got a family with us. Hey, you and your husband. And I'm telling you, it's just, I told you what was going to happen when you're living in this racist world. When you have, interracial marriages, which ain't no big deal because it ain't nothing against the law enough. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's just sorry. What did you think about that whole exchange, bro, Victor?
It was crazy as hell. I thought they would have came more honorable than that.
More humble?
Because like you said, you extended the hand out to them to try to see their daughter, and they approached you wrong. I don't think it's right. They saying they gonna call down to the land and like want to talk to her. They gotta get through us first.
Yeah.
They gotta get through us first.
Well, definitely through you because you are ahead.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah. That was crazy.
Amazing, isn't it? D. Jerry, how'd you know that we was over here?
I was coming out of Walmart.
The police just waved to us.
I was coming out of Walmart,
Police just waved.
just taking care of some errands, and then I noticed that you were back here, and a couple of other people, but I wasn't sure who was with you. I thought you probably had some people from GOTS, Walmart, or whatnot. And I say, well, they doing the video or something. So I turned around, and I noticed her parents. I could tell from, all the bad things they were saying on the internet. I could tell it was them. And so I made sure I went down there and I parked from afar off just to make sure everything was okay, just in case anything happened, you know what I'm saying? I could be a witness to it. And so after that, I saw them leave, and the mom kept on going back and forth, putting on the show and everything. That's all I saw from afar off.
Hey, Jordan, do you care to disclose to us exactly what your mother did as far as when she hit you and knocked you to the ground, and what was the reason why she did that?
Well, in that particular point where took place. It was just she pushed me onto the floor when I was sitting next to her because I told her, prove to me that my pastor's a child molester because I know you're not.
Right.
She got very angered and just, just shoved me on the ground.
They'll shove you down on the ground.
But there were other times that things like that have happened. But it's
Jordan, how
really-
many times did they call the cops on us down here trying to force our hand to allow you to see them? Of course, now it's totally up to you. Did I at any time ever manipulate, control, or dominate you in any way, shape, fashion, or form?
Not at all. It was all of my own will.
Did I pay for money for you to get from New York
No, sir.
down to here?
I saved money from my job. I worked a job. I was a cashier, and I saved money.
And the sole purpose, the reason why your mother didn't want nothing to do with us down here is because of the crap that's on the internet about me.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna be. First of all, I don't give two dead flies about these damn Christians. I really don't, because you see what spirit these Christians are of. Y'all see it, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't care nothing about them, and I'm not gonna be this happy-go-lucky guy with them when you've been slandering me and talking about me online for the last 3 or 4 years. And then to sit there and accuse me that I chose this location because there are no cameras. Huh? Isn't that right?
There's
cameras
like
all over
20.
it.
Let me see. There's one right there. One right there. And look at all them cameras up there on that building.
Cameras everywhere.
You see, it's all this conspiracy stuff. It's all this conspiracy junk. And what's amazing to me is all these police cars that was around here.
Yes,
There was
sir.
a
All of a
lot.
sudden.
Well, they was waiting to see if something go down or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, after all, it's them beefing against us.
That's what it is.
You understand what I mean? It's them beefing against us. And now, Jordan, you have your own free will. Are you under any duress or stress?
No.
What did you tell the sheriff the last time that the sheriff department came down there to the land and they wanted to see you?
Well, in a nutshell, I told him that I love it here, I love these people, and I'm here of my own free will.
Y'all hear that?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
You see, we're a family, and people not used to us actually standing up and protecting and defending our family.
Oh, they hate
Yes,
it.
sir.
They ain't used to that.
They hate it.
They're not used to that at all, because it was sickening to me to see that show she was putting on. You could tell that they were putting the show on for the recordings that they were making. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Good
You could.
people. We were good people.
Mm-hmm. You could tell. Look like somebody hit the car right there. See it dented in? But anyway, Jordan, you already know your pastor's upset, because while they manipulate the system and the system don't know what in the hell's going on, you understand what I mean? And your mama play that fake phony like she's the mother of mothers and all this old other stuff. They think they the only veterans in the world.
Right.
You know, they in the Air Force, something like that. They're the only veterans in the world. What about your pastor?
Yes.
But I don't mind telling you that I have no love for them whatsoever at all. Now, it's your choice and your decision. You already follow me? What did you think about the way they acted?
I was disappointed in it. Very disappointed, because there's no mind change at all. I don't understand their intent of wanting to see me, because they hate you, who I follow.
And what have I done to them?
Nothing.
Okay.
They would only love me without the Father. They hated me because I'm with the Father. But if I were to not be with the Father, if I were to be just like them, they would love me. So I don't understand why they would even want to come. So I'm very glad that you wanted to come. I told my husband, I don't want to see them unless Pastor talks to them. And then you decided that's what you wanted to do. So I'm very happy with that.
Well, hallelujah. Shalom.
Shalom.